Thank you for joining me for Write-A-Con Wednesday. We are going to not be writing any cons. No convicts, okay? We are just going to go into a mini dive into what they've done and the crime, why they are where they are. So let's get into it. Like I said, do not write any convicts, okay? Do not write a prisoner or wire a hope. That is fucking weird, okay? You could get murdered. You don't know who these people are. Don't do it, okay? Highly heck no. So today we're going to be talking about, oh, sorry, I had to grab my notes. Madison McDonald. Madison is 35 and incarcerated in Texas, the United States. And given the opportunity, I enjoy being on the go. I am a high energy individual. I'm delicate and sensitive, but my loved ones say I can also be critical and picky. I consider myself intelligent and resourceful. I always have. All right, we're going to get into it. And let's go down. So Miss Madison, I consider myself intelligent and resourceful. I always have been a great listener, and people think I should be a counselor. What do you think Madison did? Well, let's take a look. Miss Madison, briefly about her, she's 35 years old. She's incarcerated in Texas, like I said. She's white, 5'6". All right, so nothing really exciting there. Let's take a look at some pics. And then we're going to get into what she did here very soon. All right, some pictures of Miss Madison McDonald, who is serving a life sentence, which we will get into now. So she's been incarcerated since 2023, life without parole. Earliest conviction, never. So she is in, why is this not clicking? Capital murder for a child under 10 years old. Why is she in for capital murder? Well, let's get into it. So on April 5th, 2021, Madison McDonald walked into a Dallas police station stating that she killed her two girls, Archer, who was 6, and Lillian, who was 1. Around 10 p.m. in the evening, she walked into the lobby of the police station, called 911. She sedated them and then smothered them. Let's get into a little bit more of why. Here's a brief article. Irving, Texas. A woman called 911 from the lobby of a suburban Dallas police station and said she had killed her 2 young daughters and had been charged with 2 counts of capital murder. Irving police said Madison McDonald, 30, was arrested and charged in the slayings of her 2 daughters, Archer, 6, and Lillian, 1. Police say that Madison McDonald walked into the Irving police station about 10 p.m. on Monday and used the phone in the lobby to call 911. Police say that officers went into her apartment and found both girls dead. What a bitch. What a bitch. And you're on wireofhope.com. Yeah, honey, don't be writing her. Police spokesman Officer Robert Reeves said that McDonald believed that the girls, believed she killed the girls by smothering, but medical examiner's office will determine the cause of death, and it was by smothering, it was sedation, and then she smothered them. What a horrible person. And she wants people to write to her to pass the time. I don't think so. He said they were still trying to determine what led to McDonald killing her children. We do know. We might not never know because of why there's not going to be a definition or a reason that could ever justify the murder of 2 small children, Reeves said. McDonald was being held in Irving jail on no bond. Jail records do not list any attorney for McDonald who could comment on the allegations. Reeves said the police had been to McDonald's apartment previously, but they could not give any details to the nature of those calls and the privacy that it was requested. So, going further, she believed that, so we'll read this really quick. On April 5th, 2021, the appellant intentionally caused the deaths of her daughters, AH and LM, by asphyxiation. AH was 6 years old and LM was almost 2 years old at the time of their deaths. The murder was prompted by the appellant's delusions that her ex-husband, LM's father, and others, including her mother, were part of a sex trafficking ring that was subjecting her daughters to child pornography and planning on selling them into sex slavery, and her desire to free them from such abuse, which were hallucinations and delusions. And she sedated and murdered her kids because she thought that the grandmother and father were trying to traffic the 2 little girls and had already trafficked them. Irving Police Detective Adam interviewed an appellant in the morning after she turned herself in. In the interview, the appellant discussed that her beliefs that her children were being sexually abused and conceded that she had no proof of any abuse. She indicated that she believed she needed to protect her children and had no other choice than to end their lives because no one would believe her or help her. She was having delusions, mental issues. She explained in detail what transpired on the day of the offense, including how she kept the children home from school, how she attempted to sedate them by putting various drugs in their food, how she smothered LM while rocking her, and how AH fought back a little bit when she smothered her. That was the older daughter, the 6-year-old. That is horrible. Horrible. So Madison wants people to write her. Like I said, do not write her. I'm not gonna share the contact information with, but this is Write-A-Con Wednesday, and these people are fucked up. Have a great day.